Nope.
Hey guys, welcome back to None Given, a podcast where we have none to give. So we discuss all kinds of topics, and today's topic is friends who fat shame. So
Friends who fat shame, aka motherfuckers.
100%. I'm Mika, and this is Sean.
What's up, guys? You know who we are by now because you've tuned in through the whole thing.
Yes,
Right?
obviously, you know who we are.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I have so much to say.
Yeah.
Lockdown, quarantine have opened up my eyes to people that are motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where I want to begin. So I have noticed a lot of posts since quarantine has, I mean, I know it's coming to an end, lockdown, all that, all across the world, they're slowly dwindling down. But over what, period of 3 months almost,
Yeah.
I feel like I see posts all the time. And one, they're from the skinniest people that I've ever seen, saying how fat they are, how disgusting they look since lockdown has started. And I just think it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's not even, I already know it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. It is wrong. I don't think that people, maybe if you gain weight, that's fine. First of all, that's fine. Why does it have to be disgusting? Why does it have to be, oh my God, I can't believe I'm like, what?
I put
Explain
on
to
half a
me, because I
pound.
don't understand.
I mean, it's bizarre to me, because I am a big man and although I've cared about it, like my size, not ever really enough to do that much about it. And I'm at a stage in my life where I'm super comfortable with it and I don't really give a fuck. But I find it quite distressing, to be honest, to see some people that I know who are small. Everyone's kind of small to me, but I'm talking like size 6 to 8, maybe 10 at the most, saying, I can't believe how fat I am during lockdown. And I'm like, firstly, you're not fat. And if you truly believe that you are, and it's not just an attention seeking thing, sorry if that hits some people a bit real, but maybe it is. And if you truly think you're fat and you're a size 6 or 8, then you probably have body dysmorphia. And you need to go and seek some help, because that is not the case. And just because you have put on a couple of pounds does not make you fat. And yeah, I find it distressing, and it hurts me, because, like, especially when it's your friends, it's horrible to think that, one, it's horrible to think that someone might be doing it for self-gratification, just for people to tell them, no, you look fine. And it's also horrible to think that someone would think that at that size they might be fat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find it's a really difficult situation. And I I don't know how to react to it a lot of the time. Like, we've all been the person that sympathized. So, every one of us has said, oh no, don't be stupid, you look great.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've even been the person that says, shut the fuck up, you look fine. But I've never really asked anyone why they think that. Put it to, in lockdown, I think it's because, guess what? We're all looking at our phones a lot more. And I know it has become quite a recurring fucking topic throughout everything that we've spoken about. But it is the way that people find things out. And it's been such a massive part of our life during lockdown, isn't it? Is social media, but it's the pressure that people put on themselves.
That makes me sad for young kids on
Right.
social media, seeing that. And actually, it makes me think about, I think I don't know, I was in high school. I'd say probably about 14, 15. And not that I was the smallest, but I wasn't the biggest either. I would call myself an in-betweener.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to say I was probably about 140. And most of my friends were a lot smaller than me.
Can we
Like,
convert that into stones real quick for the UK guys?
let's see.
So
I'm
I'm
gonna have to do it twice.
thinking maybe around 10, 9 or 10 stone, maybe.
Let's see. Pounds into stone. 10 stone.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Cool.
Okay.
I remember being like in the locker room one day with my best friend, and she thought what she had was a role. And she was like, oh my God, I've weighed myself. I'm 115 pounds. I'm so disgusting. Do you know how much that hurt my ass? Like, she's 115 pounds. I'm 15 more pounds heavier than her. And I don't know, she could have said something really like low, like 100 pounds or something like that, but thought she was just like, thought it was bad, thought the way she looked wasn't good. I don't know. I think about that. No, I don't think about it sometimes, but like, I just remember back on that and I'm thinking, you really have to be intentional with your words and careful, because I look at her and I think she's beautiful, because I just thought she was a beautiful girl, or it probably still is. I don't know. I don't talk to her anymore. But I remember her saying that and thinking, if she thinks she's like that and I'm like this, what does she think about me?
That's really interesting. I hadn't thought of that. So, yeah. So say if you are, I'm going to use the term. Say if you are plus size, and you have a friend who is not, and they're saying, "Oh my God, I'm so fucking fat." How does that make you feel?
Like shit.
Like actual shit.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Because it just makes me think.
Does it make you think that my friends think I'm disgusting?
Yeah. 100%. I think you never hear people say, oh my God, I've lost weight, I'm so ugly. Why is that?
I never thought of that. Oh my God, I've got so skinny.
I've got so skinny, it's horrible.
Maybe people do say that, but we don't know any. But
okay, maybe.
No, but I don't think.
I mean, I did have a friend who was really thin. Like she took like I don't know, some kind of weight gainer. That did bother her because she felt like she was really thin. So there probably are people that feel that way. Let me not generalize. I just think people do have insecurities, and maybe that girl felt that way. But you also you can't talk to someone who is, one, heavier than you, two, maybe she did want attention. When you said attention seeker, I was thinking, oh, maybe she wanted me to say, because I definitely didn't say, oh, no, you look fine.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? Yeah. I'm bigger than you. What do you mean you look like whatever? Like you look fat or you look big? Look at me. I mean, I know that's probably selfish of me to think that, but I just don't think she should say things like that out of her mouth.
I mean, there'll probably be a lot of people that think I'm a prick for saying it. People say it to get attention. But in my experience, people do say things like that to get attention. You know, and it's one of the biggest things that people always feel socially awkward to talk about. You know, very few people want to talk about the size of themselves and their friends. I think it's not something that's really talked about. And it's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? To say, oh, I don't know. I just think there's a lot behind it of people saying that just so a bit of self-validation, a bit of kind of like, no, babe, honestly, you're fine. You know, I wish I looked like you. That's the thing that people always want to hear, right? I mean, and let's be really real about it. Everyone at some point has wanted to hear that. You know, everyone's wanted to hear, like, I'm proud of you. I wish I was doing what you were doing, or something like that. And I guess that's a form of that. But I think, like you said, people have to be so much more responsible about what they say in 2020, especially, you know, with everything that's going on. And just in general, like, you can't just come out with these blasé comments. You've got to think.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, have you ever had a negative experience with fat shaming?
Yeah. Well, mine is mainly online.
Surprise,
Mine is
surprise.
mainly online. I did want to talk about, I wrote down earlier, I forgot to say, I don't know if it's everyone, but it's happened in my family before.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go you go see someone and they're like your aunt or someone, I don't know, grandma or somebody, and they're like, "Oh, you're getting thick," or something like that. Like, why does it have to be said?
I
Why?
mean, it's funny because when maybe this is a more of an English thing, but it used to be a thing when you'd go and see grandparents and you were bigger over here. They'd always say, "Oh, you look well," right? And that meant you looked big. And they associated with looking well to looking big because if you were big, you probably had a more affluent lifestyle, so you were eating more. So, oh, he's well fed. He looks well.
Oh.
I mean, but that's quite savage to have someone in your family say, "Oh, you look, you're getting a bit big."
Yeah. Yeah. I think I had a comment the other day, said I was a cheeseburger away or something like that. Like there's I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. People, the stuff that comes out of people's mouths, one, sometimes it's funny. But if I really, really, really struggled with body image or I don't know, self-love and stuff like that, I might cry. I
Yeah,
might if I went to go see my grandmother and she said, "Oh, well, you're getting big, you need to slow down," or something like that, and it really affected me.
mm.
I Like I can remember being younger and someone saying it to me, and I was kind of like, "Well, hello, how are you?" Like it was like the first thing someone said.
Yeah,
But I feel like my mom is like a super confident person,
mm.
so maybe that rubbed off on me. Maybe I don't really care what people. I mean, everybody cares to a certain extent. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me
mm.
like that. I guess.
Yeah. I think you're very much that person that would just say, "Okay." Like if
Yeah.
someone said it to you, you'd be like, "Yeah, guess
Yeah.
what?
I
I'm
just.
happy as fuck." But
Yeah.
we're lucky because I'm the same. We're lucky to be those people, and I think we're the minority. Um, because there is some people that would just crumble, but I do find it interesting that again this is some people might not like me saying this, but most people I hear about complaining about being of a certain size aren't of a size where they should worry.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? I know that
Yeah.
everyone has their own personal body image and what they think of themselves and where they want to be in their life, but if you're a size 10 and you think you should be a size 8, you're probably okay. You know what I mean? If you're a size, you know, I don't know, if you're a size 32 and you're struggling to do things and it's becoming an impact on your life, absolutely. You know, even if you're happy and big, but it's affecting your physical health, you need to know that there's something that maybe
You can do about
you can
that.
look at doing, or you say fuck it and you just accept that and you carry on. It is what it is. But that's what I always find is that everyone that is everyone I know who is on the larger scale of things is just kind of okay with it. And the people that aren't are the ones that sit in the most popular sizes. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I see so many people struggling between sizes. Maybe eight's not right, but maybe between like 10 and 16. Like they're the places where people really seem to struggle with their body image. And to me, that's just a normal human being.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking that, but I just think it's very rarely someone with an actual problem you hear them complain.
Yeah. I see a lot of influencers that I'm gonna I'm gonna maybe say 14, size 14. I'm gonna go as low as 12. I'm gonna say maybe size 12 to 18. Maybe. There's like this new TikTok thing where I don't know if it's new. You know, I'm old. I might be late. Where you have to prove your jean size. Because I feel like a lot of I might not even say 18. I'm gonna say like maybe 12 to 16.
Mm-hmm.
This may sound so wrong, but I feel like they look so thin. Not thin. They look like normal. They look,
Yeah.
but they're like, oh look, I'm big. I'm big. Look at this. This is a size 16. This is a size 14. I'm plus size. I'm like maybe a validation.
So
Of some sort.
So you think there's now people proving that they should be plus size instead of people complaining about being plus size?
I'm about to send you this page right quick. I just seen it yesterday, and then I was like, "What is that? What I keep seeing on TikTok? People are like showing their sizes now, and it's like."
So are they then like putting the jeans on?
Yeah, people often don't believe I'm wearing big sizes. Do people really say that?
Do people? I mean,
do people care what size you are? Really?
Do you know what? Do you know the really sad thing is? Maybe they fucking do, and maybe this goes back a little bit to the body positivity episode that we had. Is it's the body positivity community are going to fucking hate me towards the end of this, but you have to be a certain way. You have to prove that you're plus size to fit in to be able to use the hashtag. You know what I mean? You have to look. I am this big. I am this big. Gives a fuck.
No one.
Like nobody. No one should have to prove they're this small. Or I remember hearing of girls I went to school with that would cut the label out of their clothes and tell people they were a size smaller, which is sad as fuck. But I've heard of that before. I've never heard people having to say, "Oh, you think I'm thinner than I am?" Honestly, I am an 18. Like, what the fuck? Just so you can fit into a community that is just trying to market fashion over curve to you. Sorry. Sorry. But do you know what I mean? It's like, if these things didn't exist, if this different community of people, you know, if Fashion Over the sold size is fucking 0 to 30, this wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You wouldn't have to fit in and prove to anyone because you'd just be like, oh, I'm wearing this and this and this. And someone else would go, oh, yeah, I've got the same shit. And they could be a size 00.
Yeah. And Fashion Nova is very strict about making sure you put curve. They really do want to make sure that there is the curves and then there's just like regular Fashion Nova. There is a distinction in between your posting hashtags. Not that I know or anything.
What do you think, like, what's the criteria of being a plus size model?
See, I don't know. I know when I shop on Boohoo a lot, they're like, oh, this girl is a size 16. And I thought plus size probably started at size 16, but from our plus size episode when we spoke about a while back, it's anything over what, an 8?
Like I don't know. I mean, I would be quoting the wrong thing, but I believe over here, it's if you go above a 14. So a plus size would start at 16 and go up to normally, I believe, and I'm happy to be corrected by anybody, up to about a 28.
Okay. So if that's the normal criteria, I don't know. I feel like Fashion Nova kind of just gets a girl that looks good.
That's kind of what
that makes sense.
That's what I figured.
As long as you fit a certain body shape as well. I've had this conversation before. I hope Fashion Nova's gonna hate me, but they dropped me a while ago, so this is fine. I feel like they pick a certain type of girl to post. I feel like, yeah. Even on like the actual curve page, I've had this conversation with other influencers before, where they're like, you have to have like either a Coke bottle shape or a smaller waist compared to like your hips or your bust area. Yeah, I think there's a certain look they're going for, and Fashion Nova does sell sexy clothes. Do not get me wrong. I get what they sell. I get what they want to promote, but I also get that just because she's in that doesn't make it a curve. Or I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there should be a Fashion Nova curve. You know how I feel about this. I just feel
Yeah,
like we should all
yeah.
be all from Fashion Nova or all from whatever line it is.
That's it. So let's move on from that. Right. So, do you think? Because obviously, a big reason why we have these conversations and what we're doing on the podcast is a male and a female view. So, from your sort of perspective, do you think there's fat shaming that goes on in the male community?
See, I don't. I may be naive to a lot of stuff because I don't feel like I see it.
I don't see it in public. Like you very rarely see someone outspokenly talking about how fat a guy is.
Yeah.
And again, I think from my experience in the States, you can be up to a certain size and still be, and no one really cares because you can play football and be 350 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can still be an athlete and look like a mountain, you know. But so I don't know if in America guys get it super rough because of their size. But I think over here there's a lot of there's snide remarks. Yeah, you do get called fat quite a bit over here.
Do you?
Yeah, but
I feel
not
like in America it's disguised as like like a big boy or
big man.
big
Yeah.
big Paul, big Steve or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean there is that here, and that's been my nickname since the beginning of time, Big Sean. That's what people know me as. But I feel like I don't know. I think because I think there's a stigma with America that it's the home of the fat people.
People say that all the time. I
And
hear that so much.
yeah, and it's because we get shown in the British media how many obese Americans there are a lot of the time. It's a big thing, you know, and people say that, oh, you know, Americans are either really fat or they're fitness freaks. There's no one in between. Well, that's complete.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. They either think you live in LA and you work out, you know, hike Runyon Canyon or whatever and do cocaine all week, or you live in middle America and eat nothing but fucking cheeseburgers. People don't believe that there's this middle ground.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of, and that in a way is racism. What a lot of British people say, all Americans are fat and stuff like that. But I think over here people can be quite, guys especially if you hang around with a group of guys that are into sports. I mean, I had no experience of it in the basketball community, but I know that other sports there is quite a stigma where, you know, being the fat guy, you get to be the team manager, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never had anything like really. I mean, people have said some foul shit to me, but maybe I've just never really cared.
Maybe we're the wrong people to ask.
Maybe we are, but I'm trying to think of people I know. I don't know. I know. I know British females that have been through some really rough times because of their weight. But I'm trying to think of a guy, and I do think, as males in general, when it comes to fat shaming, we get a bit of a pass because of exactly what you said. Big man, you know, Big Paul, Big Dave, Big John, or even some. I've had mates called Fat Dave. Yeah, and it's just
like that.
it just becomes their nickname, and because in the male community, the word fat's just kind of is what it is.
Can you imagine calling a woman like fat? I don't know,
Oh my
Mika or
god!
something.
Can you imagine? Oh yeah, it's my mate, Fat Jen. What?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Hmm.
That's wrong on so many levels.
But is it wrong for the guys that are saying it?
For saying that, the people who don't say anything, or the people that are saying it.
Yeah, and you said both, so yeah. I mean, maybe both people are wrong, but I don't know. I think it's a weird issue. Talking about size and the differences that how men and female get perceived, or how they feel about it, because I would like to speak to a man who's had a really difficult experience, because like you said, maybe we're the wrong people to ask, because we are a bit water off a duck's back, kind of like, fuck you, it doesn't matter, I'm a carry on doing whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe we should look at doing that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That is a good idea. I do have a question about the word fat.
Okay.
Do you feel as though it is just I'm going to go back to school days. Do you feel like it's just a noun? Do you feel like it's just a word that you can use? Sorry, not a noun, an adjective, I guess. An adjective describes the word. Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel like people should be easily offended? Do they have the right to be?
yeah, I think they do. But it's so normalized that people aren't offended. But I think people should be offended, and people should stand up if they get called something like that, because people might laugh at me. Like, fatism is a problem. People being called out just because of the way they look is wrong, and we're going through times at the moment where we're seeing social change because people are being called something stupid, or things are happening because of the color of their skin, which doesn't, which shouldn't fucking matter what color of your skin. It also shouldn't matter how many layers of fat are beyond that layer of skin. It shouldn't fucking matter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a normalized word. And I'll put my hands up as even being a fat man. I've used it and I've said it. I've definitely described, use it to describe even a person, and I know it's wrong, but it's so normalized that it's not seen as wrong, and because it's so normal, people just accept it. And I think that needs to change. But how?
No, I agree. I think that, but I feel like if you speak up for something like this, like, oh, don't call me fat, don't call me this. I say that in that voice because I feel like people are going to take the piss out of you. Oh, we're just talking. We're just joking or something like that. They'll like kind of brush it off if you do try to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, they'll brush it off as the classic English word banter.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's just banter, mate. Don't worry about it. No, it's fucking offensive.
It is.
Like you, I wouldn't.
They would think you're taking it too serious, probably, if you did stick up for yourself.
Yeah, and but that's a problem, right? If
100%.
someone takes it personally and serious because you go back at them for them insulting you, fuck that person.
Yeah, they're not your friend anyways.
No.
Honestly, I do want to say that too. Like, all these people that are your friends that are fat shaming are not your friends.
No.
It's not a friend, period. And don't feel, I know it's so childish, but don't feel scared to hit that unfollow if somebody says anything or does anything that is not aligned with your views, that offends you, that you just don't want to see.
Yeah. Use that unfollow button as a fuck off button. And just fuck off, because they don't bring anything to your life. And you'll find out as you get on in your life that the people that say these things towards you also harbor views about other things. You know, these are types of people. So the person that thinks it's okay to call you a fat prick or something like that is probably also the person that thinks it's all right to call someone something extremely offensive. So look after your circle. It's a big thing for me. Like, I would rather have 10 close friends that I love to death and they're there for me and I'm there for them than 200 people that I know.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah. that's my Jerry Springer moment for the week.
So I have down here, is fat shaming seen as less serious as you can change your body, but you can't change other things like, your race. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can change your lips, but you can't change your eyes or anything like that. Do you think it is seen as less serious? Is that why people just say it as a joke or as banter or whatever?
Yeah, I think so, because people very often assume that you are fat because it's your own fault and you're lazy and all you do is sit at home and eat tacos. Which from experience is partially true. But yeah, no, absolutely, people think it doesn't mean anything because they think you can just lose weight. And anyone that's ever tried to lose weight, it's the hardest thing in the fucking world, like, ever.
I see sometimes it takes people years. It's not just, especially if you're doing it correctly, if you're not just teeing it up, doing it correctly.
It takes years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this girl right now on Instagram and she is working her butt off. And I just feel so bad. I know she posted today something about like, she was down on herself because stuff she ate this week and she's really disappointed in her behaviors. And I just feel so bad seeing stuff like that because people will think that she's probably lazy or on the couch eating tacos. And that's not the case. People do try. You never know what anybody's struggling with internally to say, oh, it's just jokes. Well, It's not just jokes because it affects their life all the time.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things about people that call you fat, and this is an experience that I've had, is someone didn't necessarily call me fat, but they know that you're big. And they say, oh, bro, like, if you ever want to, you can come to the gym with me and we can work out together. And that's just a passive aggressive way of saying, bro, you need to go to the gym.
Do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because these things come out of nowhere. Like, you could be talking about something completely different and they just go, oh, if you ever feel like you want to get to the gym, bro, just let me know. And it's like, no, I'm good. If I want to go to the gym, I'll go to the fucking gym.
And that does make me double check myself though, because when I did get a gym membership, I was asking people to go, but that's because I ain't want to go myself. So I feel like sometimes you need a motivational partner or something like that.
And that's fine, but I think, like, if there was something else wrong with you, or there's something else going on, people never tried to passively aggressively help with that.
Yes.
So it's just not serious, is it? People just think you're lazy. And that goes back to the beginning of the episode, doesn't it? That if you have put on weight during lockdown and, if you're not feeling yourself like you once were, it's fine.
100. Like, it is fine. Don't feel down on yourself. Don't be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time where you were locked in your house because there was a disease going on outside that could kill you.
Right. And even if, on the flip side of this, if you've lost weight in lockdown and you don't like the way you look, it's fine.
It's fine.
Because it will come back. Normality is coming back slowly but surely. It seems like in the US it's pretty much back anyway. But
yeah, that shit been back. I don't know what's wrong with them.
But we're getting there. Just keep it up and realize that it's okay. It's all okay. You're fine.
If you guys have experienced anyone that is a friend in quotation marks, let us know that if they've said something to you, if you've had to stand up for yourself or stand up for others that you know, let us know. Let us know what you think about today's episode in the comments, and we will see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Peace.